Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 4th December edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Jade Cargill asks fans to be patient, SmackDown superstar returning this Friday, Grayson Waller's hilarious response to fans' foiled attack on him, and more. As always, we won't recap the matches, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Main event Jay lives up to his nickname. Jey Uso vs. Seth Rollins was an excellent match that worked on several levels. First, it gave the WWE Universe a must-see main event with lots of excitement, if not suspense. Jay's not quite ready for a run with the world title. Second, it was depicted as a story of two talented competitors who weren't wrestling due to any animosity, but through their desire to succeed. It's been a breath of fresh air to see the WWE booking babyface versus babyface bouts that are based on the desire to be the best in their industry, rather than some contrived conflict that ultimately means nothing. Third, the match was used to build up as part of Drew McIntyre's war with both Seth and Jay, but it did so without ruining the match. Rather than the Scottish Warrior interfering and ruining the match, fans got to see Jay vs. Seth play out before McIntyre assaulted both superstars. 2 out of 3 falls match. Did the WWE Universe need to see a 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY and Imperium? Most importantly, did they want to see it? This program is played out, but the match still delivered in the ring, and it showed Triple H isn't afraid to try something bold such as a 2 out of 3 falls match. We'll have to wait to see how it does in the ratings, but major props to Hunter for thinking outside the box. The Creed brothers are the real deal. Tonight's match between the Creed brothers and the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough suggests WWE has big plans for Julius and Brutus. On paper, the match might have seemed like filler, but a later segment showed the match was the Judgment Day's way of testing the new #1 contenders for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, and that the challengers are indeed the real deal. Sami is the perfect foil for Drew. Every strong character needs a foil, as seen by Sami Zayn's interactions with Drew McIntyre. Zayn is the perfect foil for Drew, as Zayn's heroic qualities contrast perfectly against Drew, reinforcing the idea of how bitter and self-absorbed Drew has become. Sami's promo where he told Drew that he learned from his mistakes and used them to find success with his win at WrestleMania 39 reminded fans that Drew is a bitter man who blames everyone but himself for his shortcomings. Wrestling doesn't always get the credit it deserves for excellence in storytelling, but this was a fine piece of work that also set up the two wrestlers' match nicely. Women's division gets some time. Tonight was a Raw rarity, as the WWE Universe got to see 2 women's tag teams compete in a match where no title was on the line. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance have been off of TV for far too long, and it was good to see them compete against Natalya and Tegan Nox. Hopefully fans will get to see more matches like this because the tag division desperately needs them, and it's a good way to give the women's roster more TV time. Shinsuke vs. Cody is fine filler. Is Shinsuke Nakamura vs. Cody Rhodes a filler feud? Yes. However, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, as it looks like it'll be an entertaining program to keep both superstars busy until the Royal Rumble. Cody has spent the last 8 months climbing back up the mountain on his quest for a rematch against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, and he's fought hard against obstacles such as Brock Lesnar and the Judgment Day. Shinsuke Nakamura is a fantastic opponent for Cody, and the story of Nakamura trying to bring Cody down to his level should make for some interesting TV. The bad. No need for Nia on TV. Nia Jax has quickly become Triple H's equivalent of Vince McMahon shoving Roman Reigns down the fan's throat as a top babyface, or in Jax's case, a heel. Nia is defeating talent that she should be putting over, all in an apparent attempt to build a Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch program. The WWE should be elevating Jax's victims such as Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark in order to create more top-level singles stars. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly. Tonight's Raw was a good night for fans of tag team wrestling, and it developed several storylines that are going to play out on Raw over the next several weeks, including Drew vs. Seth, Becky vs. Nia Jax, and the Judgment Day vs. the Creed brothers. Jade Cargill tells fans you can't rush success. Jade Cargill is asking her fans to be patient as they wait for her WWE in-ring debut. Cargill recently spoke with the Dallas News about her time training in the WWE. So you want me to reveal what we have in the works, it seems like. So listen, I think the fan base should be patient. I think they need to understand we're making a diamond. We're creating something that's going to be a legacy. We're creating something that's going to create echoes and waves throughout not just the wrestling culture, but pop culture and beyond. They're setting me up for success. You shouldn't rush success. While the WWE initially promoted Jade's signing with appearances on Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and even Fastlane, the promotion hasn't featured her since, leading to questions whether the WWE had concerns about her wrestling ability. What do you think is holding up Jade's WWE wrestling debut? Is a Japanese legend WWE-Bound? Is a Japanese legend heading to the WWE? Japanese icon Kazuchika Okada has been competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling for many years, but that could soon change. Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso reports Okada's current deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling expires at the end of January 2024. Okada is also familiar with working in the US, having campaigned in TNA wrestling early on in his career, and having wrestled in AEW. Now there's a very real possibility he'll be competing in the WWE or AEW. Both companies are reportedly very interested in signing him. At 36, he is considered one of wrestling's greatest workers and has won numerous awards as well as numerous titles. Barrasso explained Okada's status in New Japan and his options for the future. Okada is the flagship of New Japan. This would be similar to Randy Orton or Roman Reigns leaving WWE, and his next destination is important to New Japan. There are many who expected Nakamura's run in WWE to be much shorter and that he would have already returned to New Japan, but there are no indications he will return anytime soon. If Okada enters free agency, he's expected to receive a massive payday wherever he signs. Barrasso explained that the WWE is a tempting offer for Okada, as it would offer him worldwide exposure and a wealth of opponents to work against. However, he also noted that AEW's lighter schedule would allow Okada to live in Japan if he wanted to. The WWE and AEW have been working hard to land the top free agents in the wrestling world. The WWE's recent signing of Jade Cargill and the return of CM Punk are bold moves. Likewise, AEW recently signed New Japan Pro Wrestling star Will Ospreay, and rumor has it MJF has quietly inked a new deal with AEW. It'll be interesting to see which company Okada signs with if he leaves New Japan. Another absent SmackDown star returning soon is AJ Styles finally returning to SmackDown. The phenomenal one has been off WWE TV for months after the Bloodline put him out of action. You may recall Styles was supposed to return around Survivor Series, but that didn't happen. However, Dave Meltzer is now reporting AJ Styles is going to be back on Friday, or he's supposed to be back on Friday. He was supposed to be back a few weeks ago, but wasn't. That's the plan right now. This Friday's SmackDown will be busy as CM Punk is scheduled to appear, and there will likely be fallout from Randy Orton RKOing SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis. Grayson Waller mocks audience members' bungled attack. Time for another story of a fan behaving badly at a wrestling event. SmackDown superstar Grayson Waller recently worked a live event where he taunted the audience, apparently so much that he riled one fan enough to try and get at him. Fortunately, security stopped the fan as he jumped the security barricade, and the fan was promptly escorted to the back. Waller took some time to tweet about the bad behavior and stay in character. This is what happens when idiot Americans try to get in a battle of wit with an Aussie. Grayson Waller has quickly become one of the WWE's top heat magnets, and his pairing with Austin Theory means the WWE Universe will have even more reasons to boo him. What do you think of Waller's response to the fans' bungled attempt? To Yeet No More. Last but not least, Jey Uso will have to find a new catchphrase as he and the WWE can no longer use the term yeet. Main Event Jey had been using the catchphrase during promos, and it even made its way to WWE merchandise. However, a new WrestleVotes report explains why yeet is no longer being used in the WWE. As evident on Raw just now, I'm told WWE has found trademark issues with Jey Uso's yeet. The word in merchandising will no longer be associated with Uso going forward. Ringside News' Subhajit Mukherjee provided more information on the situation. Casey Huffman, a pro wrestler from West Virginia, has owned the trademark to the word since 2021. Huffman owns the trademark to the phrase yeet, something that WWE feels they can't dispute over. Intellectual property is something that has to be constantly guarded, or the owner could lose the right to it. No word on whether the WWE is making any efforts with Huffman to work out some use of the term. It'll be interesting to see whether Jey comes up with a new catchphrase. Well guys, there you have it, WrestleLamia's look at the 4th December edition of SmackDown, including the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.